We really should do a check-in at the quality of the energy right now. We'll do the different reports like we used to do it back in the day. So for your like psychic energy report, I love when I show up in your guys' dreams. If you ever dream about me, it's 100% real, especially if I'm teaching you something. Last night's dream, and I opened this up with Capricorn too, just in case. Last night's dream, we got these two things that were just sort of blasted into our reality from parallel reality or alternate reality or another dimension, but they just like burst into being. They were like surrounded in this white fire, like white lightning fire, and I kept trying to stare at them to figure out what it was, because it felt like they were not just that they could have been physical things. It's like something to know or understand. But there's two things that we're getting in this timeline, either from another dimension or from another reality. We're getting these two things coming up soon. So if you've been having issues with the lucid dreaming, it's going to be clearing up very quickly. Just keep trying. Kind of like Terminator 2. How he just orbs into being surrounded by that white lightning fire. It's like that. The astrology of the week is basically saying and confirming that things are just unfolding in a very magical, mysterious ways, mystical ways. And up until the 5th of December, some people may feel tension as Venus trines Uranus on Monday. Wednesday, we have the 2nd Mercury-Jupiter opposition. There's also a T-square with the Sun and Saturn in Pisces direct. Venus is sextiling Neptune. That's very, very nice. The first part of the week to the mid part of the week, people could be feeling edgy or excited or frustrated or intense. But December the 5th, Mercury retrograde meets with the Sun at 14 degrees of Sagittarius, ending a cycle that took us back to the summer and beginning a cycle that's going to take us all the way well into 2025. So looking forward. Yeah. Anyway, it's like tension or excitement leading up to a moment of clarity, December the 5th. Friday the 6th, Mercury squares Saturn, Mars stations retrograde, Venus enters Aquarius. We finally wrap things up by the end of this week and have an indication of where things are going next. That sounds you ever feel like you're just so ready to resolve something? You're ready to close out the matter, confront what may come, and just deal with it because you're so looking forward to the resolution. Wrapping up old business, because the indication of the new business was made to us November with startling clarity with the full moon in the middle of the month, but could have even been as early as mid-September with the partial Pisces lunar eclipse, or maybe it was the beginning of October with the solar eclipse in Libra, or maybe it harkens back to the beginning of the year, mid-February with the Venus, Pluto, and Aquarius that we're going to have Saturday, December the 7th. Anyway, the Sun will also be opposing Jupiter on the 7th. So we're going to, after Mars stations retrograde, we're going to basically see, okay, this is what we can kind of expect. And then we're just going to have some big old feelings about it. Neptune also stations direct on Saturday the 7th. First part of the week, tension. Thursday the 5th, Mercury cazimi, clarity, illumination. The 6th and the 7th, Venus and Mars. You know, that could be the beginning of some great chemistry. Next week looks great for chemistry. Quarter moon in Pisces, juicy, squishy. Monday the 9th, Venus trines the South Node in Libra. That's nice. Tuesday the 10th, the Sun in Sagittarius trines Chiron in Aries. Healing. When you open your mind, when you open your perspective, you could discover something nice. Thursday the 12th, Venus opposes Mars. Retrograde Mars in Leo. Mercury retrograde sextiles Venus in Aquarius. Venus is getting hit by both. Mercury retrograde and Mars retrograde, both of them in fire signs. That could be fun. Happy accidents, serendipitous moments, backtracking. Then Friday, Saturday, 13th, 14th, the moon is in Gemini, bringing us to our full moon in Gemini. Mercury stations direct on the full moon. That is when we're going to start to be in the eye of the storm. That's going to go through the rest of December. So this is a big week. Had to say something. Next week is the week of chemistry. Second week of December is the week of chemistry. This first week of December is that tension that leads to a perspective change, that leads to clarity, finally. And you can check this out. So since August or September, for some of you, this is libidinous. times where you have not had those feelings and then Mars goes retrograde and those feelings come rushing to you. There could be a lot different expressions of this energy. So you'll have to look in your own personal charts. This is a brief astrology report. I want to give you the briefest of broadest of overviews so that you get the gist in a nutshell of what you can expect, because this is not a lunar cycle where details are going to be helpful. So I don't want to just pile it on and get all up into the weeds, because this Saturn in Pisces really needs the refinement. We're getting so much information, so much we're thinking about, so many new perspectives, so many new things to think about with this Jupiter Mercury opposition. I don't want to add to it. I like this especially for anyone that's kind of mousy. That Mars retrograde station, for those of, if you're used to just getting bullied by customers, or you're just used to never saying anything when the family members do certain things, like this Mars stationing retrograde, you could just come alive and say, step off. I remember the phrase now that I was trying so ardently to avoid the last Mercury retrograde: suck my dick. So just try to do your boundaries. Remember, with Mars retrograde, you want to just focus on your priorities. You don't have the extra energy to waste in arguments or disputes, or just don't be wasteful. Then Venus in Aquarius, meeting with Pluto. Man, thought it'd be like the Jetsons. That's what I was promised. I was promised the Jetsons. Maybe it'll feel more like the Jetsons by this weekend. Maybe we'll feel more like we're in the future, like the one we wanted, the one we collectively dreamt about would be so stylish and fantastic and free and comfortable and amazing for everyone, without putting limits on what any one person can do or achieve in life. Okay, so whatever the thing is, Mars already trying the North Node and like the whole fire trine already. So that clarity moment, December the 5th, that's what it is. So just look forward to it being done, over. Look forward to moving on. Oh, yeah. Okay. You got the Tower and you got Justice. Wow. What a reckoning. What a karmic reckoning. What an absolute jolt. Okay, so I love that the Tower actually came out, because if you've been moving through life and it's all been on truth and integrity, and you may feel more like things are just like happening in a very magical, mysterious, fated, serendipitous kind of a way, when the lightning strikes, it fortifies, because it's the truth. It's the lightning of truth. So if it strikes truth, it's just going to fortify it. And with justice, anything that's been taking a long time, or anything that has been hanging in the balance, anything that has been unresolved, is finally going to get its resolution. The justice energy is also like the great mother, like perfect justice. Because they're both major arcana, that's definitely fate. That's definitely things outside of your control. Both of these cards are very much about the potential unintended consequences, but just consequences in general of past thoughts and feelings and actions. So all you can really do is respond to anything that could definitely be overstimulating. This quality of time is definitely one very heavy with cause and effect, I would say, with the Tower and the Justice. So those of you that are practicing energy mastery, be very conscious of the thoughts that you are choosing and what you are imagining, because your thoughts are denser and have more of an effect on the shared reality. So until you become a conscious energy master, when you go to sleep at night and wake up every morning and do your day and then go back to sleep at night, you are recharging this whole reality. All of us do it. Okay. And if you just live in truth, love, integrity, those are the organizing principles with inherent protection. Guys, I'm finishing up a 12th house perfection year, so I'll be back soon. I do love posting every day on my Patreon. So if you want every day, also TikTok, subscribe.